first recording of the, let's call it a series of free chakra healing or chakra support that I'd like to offer now that we find ourselves in this period of isolation where we are forced to do things differently. And this is one way of doing what our being of service is quite different, but yeah, it feels good. So why it's good. So I'm not going to make this complicated. It's not going to be, I'm actually going to keep it as simple as possible, because these chakras, when I do my courses, I mean, we take an hour and a half to discuss just one chakra. So, and that's not, and just to discuss one chakra and why they are so significant. So that's not what this is. I want you just to trust that, and you know what, there might be certain things that I say, if it resonates, great. If it doesn't resonate or there's confusion, please just send me a message and I can elaborate with on what I was describing. But this is not around me going into detail about the different energy centers. This is around me recognizing why I'm focusing on a specific energy center for that session, and then just showing you very simple techniques on keeping these energy centers in balance. So the first energy center we're going to be working with is the first energy center, which is also known as the root chakra. It's found right at the base of the spine. Okay, right at the bottom. It's seen as red in color. And this chakra, regardless of whether we're in lockdown or not, is that energy center that gives us instructions, or has a set of instructions. It has a program that's all around survival. So its instructions are going to tell us how much energy to use, when to use it, and what our action should be to get food on the table, a roof over our head, when to sleep, when to rest. When you're in an environment where it's hostile and there's danger, that energy center is going to be out of balance. It's not going to be a continuous flow of give and take, is what it should be. There's either going to be a complete withdrawal and a freeze, and you actually pull away from reality and you move your energy up and you numb out completely, or the opposite is true. It takes in so much energy to combat really fear, because fear drives this energy center. Combats fear, so it becomes very forceful in the way we get our needs met, okay? Where nobody else is taken into consideration, and we just need to make sure that we have what we feel is basic for our survival. So you could be either under-energized or over-energized. For example, an under-energized would be like somebody who's just given up on life. Doesn't take responsibility for their lives. For example, the over-energized state would be, and I think this is what we've been seeing in the media and going to the shops, where people are just grabbing stuff and not worrying about the next person and really freaking out, and there's this fear that they're not going to have enough. And that becomes very controlling and very aggressive, which, if you carry on with that way of being for too long, because this energy centers into your adrenal glands, you get adrenal fatigue, your energy burns out, you become very materialistic, and life becomes very mundane. There's no purpose. Eventually, this is what happens if you carry on, if it's chronically out of balance. So we're not going to check now if you're in a chronic state of imbalance. This is stuff that we would do on a one-on-one session. We are going to assume that we're all out of balance, that first energy center, because it is natural in this time, unless you can, with your spiritual practice, bring yourself centered and grounded and reconnect, and there's that trust that everything will be okay. There's this acknowledgement and realization that we are all one. Then your energy center, that first one, comes back into balance. Okay, but that's not always so easy for all of us. So there are certain practices that you can do, which is what I want to show you today, for us to come back into that stillness, to come back into that sense of belonging, come back into that sense of I am safe and secure no matter what I'm witnessing and seeing around me. If we can have this first center balanced, it also gives natural protection around our energetic field, also known as the auric field. So if that first energy center is strong and balanced, our auric field is actually more resistant to viruses, and other people's emotions, thoughts. And that's also very important at this time, because you will be affected more quickly by what you're hearing and seeing if your auric field is not strong enough and resilient. So these are all the very basic benefits of looking at that first energy center and giving it support in this time. So one of the tools that we can use is very basic mudras and mantras. Mudras are specific hand and finger positions that open up the chakras. And the mantras that I'm going to be using are Sanskrit mantras that are also linked to the different chakras, that tap into the quality of the energy center and heightens it. Alright, so this is almost like a meditative exercise where you just get into a comfortable sitting position, whether you're kneeling or sitting in easy pose or rock pose. You might have a meditation bench, doesn't matter. And all you do is just place your hands in the mudra with your pointy finger and your thumb slightly touching, fingers out, other fingers out, just gently resting on your knees. And you're going to close your eyes gently. And ask, before we begin, for protection. So if you work with Archangel Michael, call him in. If you work with Metatron, call him in. Your guides, the angels. Or just see yourself sitting in a bubble of protection that is extending over your auric field. So about 1 meter above your head, 1 meter to the left and the right, 1 meter to the front and the back, and about 2 meters below you. See yourself in this egg shape and know that you are protected. So then I want you now to take your attention, your focus, down to the base of your spine. Make the intention of connecting to your first energy center, the root chakra, the Muladhara, and start breathing in color of red into this energy center. Breathe in the color of red, and just allow your breath to release naturally, and see what color comes out of that chakra as you release your breath. Breathe in the color of red. Suspend your breath for a moment and release. What color is coming out of your root chakra now? And I want you to continue with this until the color that you're breathing in, that red, whatever your shade of red is that's coming in, which is appropriate for you right now. I want you to carry on with this exercise until that same color comes out. A nice, pure, clear, vibrant red. You may initially see a murky color coming out, or you might see a red with spots, Everybody's different. It's just the negative energy that may be sitting down there. So just allow your breath and this color therapy technique to work with its intention of clearing out any negativity in the form of negative energy, that can be in the form of negative emotions, to be released now. That negative emotion of fear, make the intention of releasing it now. Continue with that breath, bringing in that color of vibrant red. And now I want you to make the intention of releasing any negativity on the mental level. Meaning any negative thoughts, and any negative beliefs around our current situation. Any negative thoughts that you might feel, for example, that life is tough and unfair, release that now. It doesn't serve you. Release any beliefs that you need to fight for what you want, need. It doesn't serve you. Release any thoughts or beliefs that you do not belong. Because you do. Because we are all one. And now make the intention of releasing anything on a spiritual level. Just release any negative energy that is not yours, that may be affecting that root chakra. Let it go. Great. Now we're going to begin with our mantra. And the mantra for the root chakra is LAM, L-A-H-M. And what we're going to do is we're just going to be chanting this for at least a minute when we're by ourselves. When you're in a group of people doing this and you're all coming in at different times, because we all have a different breath that we can hold, it's very, very powerful. With us now, what we're going to do is we're going to do it for at least a minute to get that vibration going. I'm going to go get my tuning fork just so that I can tune in to the root chakra. So just give me a moment. Okay, so you're not going to be able to hear this, I don't think. Let's try. Not sure if that's going to work. So this is a tuning fork specifically. This one is for the root chakra. Okay. So you can say this out loud if you feel comfortable, or if not, you can say it in your mind's eye. But what we want to do is create a vibration down at the root chakra, at the base of the spine. So every time you're going to be doing this, keep your attention down at the root. And I want you to keep in your mudra, please. But I'm going to be playing this just for a moment. Take a deep breath in. La Just take a moment and feel the energy at the base of your spine start to circulate and move. We're going to continue with creating movement, energetic movement in that area by moving into rock pose if you're not in rock pose already. And what we're going to be doing is doing pelvic rocks, pelvic forward and back. Again, focusing on the perineum, right in the middle of your, right down there at the base of your spine, okay, the perineum. So this is also like a spine flex. Again, this is the motion, lifting and tilting, because the chakra is sitting out like this, right? So we want to really activate. Activate, intention is bringing it into balance. Okay, and as we do this motion, again, the focus is on the first energy center. Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to read something to you. So the basic right to be claimed back when we're looking at the first energy center is the right to be here on earth and the right to have our basic needs met. Life happens and we lose that right, or we feel that we lose that right. So the program for the root chakra is about reclaiming that right, the right to flourish in life. Remember, we are wanting to create a feeling of safety in the world, ensuring that your physical body is healthy, and what the other important aspect of your physical reality that supports the root chakra is to make sure that you have a home that feels warm, inviting and safe. So wherever you find yourself in lockdown in this moment, make sure that you have got, it feels really good. You know, you've got your things around that make you feel comfortable, your personal touch. When you go out, when you have to go maybe do some shopping for essentials, try to get some red flowers or just put some red up wherever you are. It's also very supporting, seeing that color at this stage. Okay, so that's one exercise. The pelvic tilting is very important, very beneficial. So the root chakra, as I said, is around foundation, creating foundation, so it's around grounding. One of the biggest things we can do now is to ground our energy to the earth energy. And the way we do that is by 2 minor chakras in the balls of our feet, where there's an indentation. Okay, we have 2 minor chakras, one on each side. So I want you to locate that in your foot and just give it a bit of a massage. If you find that this area is very tight and sore, it's most likely that those minor chakras are closed. So just make the intention of opening up those chakras and massage a little bit so that we can activate. And I want you to come up then into a standing pose, and we are going to ground to the earth energy. A grounding exercise, again very simple, where you need to just become now aware of the ground between your feet and Mother Earth. Just gently close down your eyes and feel the earth below you. Feel the carpet or the mat under your feet. And I want you now, from the balls of your feet where you massage the minor chakras, I want you to see if you can see, feel, or maybe now just imagine from these points that roots start growing out from the soles of those points, from underneath your feet down into the ground below us. So down through the carpet or mat, through the foundation of the building you're in. And just allow these roots that are yours, that are strong and healthy, allow those roots to grow down through all the different layers of soil, going all the way down. Really feel those roots growing down, deep, deep, deep into the earth. You might start feeling a little tingling under your feet. Just allow those roots to grow down as deep as is appropriate for you right now. If you feel that you're in a safe space, they might not grow down as deep as they would when you're in a space where you feel unsafe. So just allow them to go down as deep as they'll go. Connect you to the earth energy with the rootlets. And now I want you to send a third root from the base of your spine, from your root chakra. Send that third root down, all the way down, 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 down. Connecting you to the earth energy. So by doing this now, you're connecting to the earth energy, which is very nurturing and supporting. And the more grounded you are in this way, again, the more natural protection you have in your auric field. Now I want you to take your toes and put them in a little bit pigeoned inwards, and I want you to try and open up, spread out your mat or your carpet, and you'll see how tight your legs go. This is loose on the top, but this is solid, but trying to separate the carpet, separate your mat, separate and hold that. You feel that stability. We're activating the channels in our legs when we do this. There are channels in our legs that also bring up that energy. Earth energy coming all the way up, comes to the base of the spine and then moves up into our system. So we want these channels to be open, and sometimes they freeze when we are in the fight or flight response or from past experience. We're just in a coping mechanism where we just shut them down. So we want to activate these so that the energy can come up, and also any excess energy that is created in our daily lives through our experiences, our conversations, our interactions, we can release that into the earth. She is very happy to absorb any negative or excess energy that we may have. So get these open by just creating that firmness and that connection with the earth energy. Okay, so just for now, take a reading of your percentage of grounding. How grounded are you? And get a percentage now. Okay, and when you go upon your daily routine, your day, check in. How much am I grounded? 5%? Is that appropriate? Am I by myself? Or no, I've got people in my space that make you maybe feel uncomfortable. You're not vibrating at the same frequency. Send your roots down. Natural protection, okay? When you're listening to the news, check your grounding. Check afterwards. Reground. It might have pulled you right up because you don't want to really hear what's going on, because it affects you too much. Okay, so that's a very simple grounding technique. Alright, so the orientation around this chakra is then obviously self-preservation. Alright, and I've spoken to you about establishing a home that feels comfortable and looking after your body. So any physical exercise is going to be very good. Any physical exercise that you can do, whether it's jumping up and down or doing exercise programs. There's so much going on now on the internet, free stuff. So be healthy in your body, and your first chakra is healthy. Warrior pose is also very good. Okay, we're on the warrior pose. Well, maybe not. Warrior pose, we are opening up that root, that first energy center, to be grounded, to open it up. Remember, we are warriors when we can face our fear, where our fear doesn't control us, where we listen to the fear, hear what it's trying to say to us, but don't let it control and affect your energy negatively. Okay, so warrior pose is really great. You can do that for as long as you want. Again, keep your focus to your root chakra to keep it open. Well, that's the intention, to open it and keep it in balance. Obviously do the other side as well. Okay, it might also be nice for you to know that Archangel Gabriel is very much available for the healing and rebalancing of the root chakra. So call upon Archangel Gabriel if you work with the angels, especially when you feel the fear coming up. Okay, call upon him. Okay, what else can we do? Alright, so there's also our crystals and gemstones that we can use. I've got a beautiful red jasper here that I would keep near me. Or if you've got jewelry, great, use that. What this does as well is that it jasper specifically rebalances. But if you find that your root chakra is overstimulated, and I'm going to list symptoms of whether your chakra is overactive or underactive. If it's overactive, it would be better if you actually used a green gemstone just to calm it down, okay? If it's underactive, red would be good as well, or the browns, the darker reds, all of that would, the vibration that they carry, not just in their colour, but in their programming, will help with your root chakra. So hematite is also very good. Tourmaline, the blacks, that also brings a lot of balance. Okay, so see what resonates with you. But if you find that there is this fear and worry about not having enough, and you're not considering others, okay, put the red jasper away, bring in the hematite or the tourmaline, just to calm that energy center down and bring it back into balance. Okay. What I'd like to offer on a separate video, at a separate time, so what I'd like to offer as well is me channeling energy for rebalancing of your root chakras. I can do this through surrogation or distant healing. And I am going to do that on a separate, I'm not going to tape that. We don't need to tape that. What I'll do is that I will send out a message on my social media just to say I'm going to be doing the channeling specifically for rebalancing the root chakras, so that you can know when I'm doing it. Not that you need to do anything at that time, but it would be nice for me to link in with your energy. So maybe put your name just as a comment, or you know what, the root chakra, as I said, is red, so maybe a red heart. If you send me a red heart in the comments, I can tap into your energy if you give me that permission, and I will send and channel healing energy to your root chakra. With regards to negative beliefs and negative thoughts around the root chakra, what we are thinking around what's going on is directly affecting how we're feeling about things that are going on, which directly affects that energy center. So it's very important that we also look at any limiting beliefs we may have, okay? So I mentioned a few earlier. So what my idea is that we get some positive affirmations, some positive statements, some positive ways of seeing the situation we find ourselves in, and through surrogation, through Psychic K, which I'm a facilitator of, I can, as a collective, for you, I would like to offer that I can surrogate and get that into our subconscious mind, so we start living from a more positive perception of what's going on. Okay, because that's going to keep the root chakra in balance. So let me hear your thoughts about that, if that's something you would like me to do. And we can agree on some statements, and you can either do it with me if you know Psyche, or I will surrogate that for you as well. So yes, thank you for the energy that I'm feeling and I'm receiving and supporting during this very impromptu video. I just came down here to test lighting and sound, and I just felt inspired just to do it now without preparation, which is actually, it feels really good. So if you do have any comments maybe around the sound or lighting, or if you want me to play specific music that resonates with the chakra that we're discussing, let me know. I just don't want that to interfere with my voice. I want to be clear. So yeah, let's do this together. I'm very much open to constructive criticism and suggestions, and if you would like me to add anything in as well, let me know. I'm going to then send through, like I say, a list of symptoms that you will find within your physical body and your emotional and mental state, and on a spiritual level, which will be indication of whether you are in the under-energized, like move away, I actually can't deal, or this like I need to survive and stuff everybody else, sort of thing. Okay, so let's see where you're sitting, and yeah, we get that back into balance. It's always good to see where you are right now, and then tap in and see later on. If you keep falling back into that same chronic state, then we need to look at what underlying beliefs are busy driving you, that we can work on together.